everybody, it's Lon.TV, and this is weekly wrap-up number 2. A lot of you liked the first one, so I'm going to keep doing them, so we'll see where we go. In channel news, I have set up a Patreon page at Lon.TV/Patreon, and I have a really hard time asking for money. I just am not a good person to do that sort of thing, so if you are finding the channel helpful, that's the way you can help the channel, because I want to get some additional equipment in to kind of up the game and some of the production quality. I'm going to get a new switcher soon to give us some greater picture-in-picture flexibility and some other stuff. So if I've been doing something helpful and you want to send a tip or something, that's a great way to do it. I am probably going to do the YouTube tip jar as well. But this is not going to become like a telethon thing. I'm not going to ask for money all the time, but it's there if you want to help and contribute to it. So we did our first live stream this week, and Ken Gagne of Gamebits on YouTube joined me. We played a little Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and then talked about some of the retro games that we grew up with. You know, Ken and I are about the same age. I'm 37. I think he's maybe a year or two younger than me. And we were marketed to by all of these classic game companies as kids, so it was kind of fun to have a chat about that. We didn't really have an organized structure for the conversation, so take a look at it. Let me know what you think. If you thought that was kind of a cool thing to do, what we might do is continue doing these on a somewhat regular basis, but maybe have kind of like a rundown of topics to discuss. So check it out. Let me know what you think. It's on my channel, and you can see it there. Now, one thing that popped up in the course of that is during the live stream, Nintendo was issuing copyright notices against the sound coming out of the Wii U. So I am unable to monetize that video. They've kind of taken control over it. And this is the thing that Nintendo has been doing on YouTube. They basically want to control, or at least own, all of the content that YouTubers make involving what they do. And YouTube allows for this. There's a process called ContentID where they automatically match up sounds that they hear or videos that are being played that belong to somebody else. And I was hit with this with some NASA stuff I did a couple years ago, which actually belongs to everyone and it's in the public domain, but some news organizations were able to claim it. What Nintendo has done is anytime some of their imagery or audio appears in a YouTube video, they don't take the video down, but they do take the revenue away from the creator. And some of you have asked about that. I got a couple of emails over the last 2 weeks about Content ID and how all this works. What you can do, I think, is when you fill out those Nintendo, like that Club Nintendo survey, when you buy a new game, they give you points, and they ask you where have you heard about this game from. Well, tell them you heard about it from a YouTuber, and then when you have an opportunity to type in some text, tell them that it is wrong for them to take revenue away from hardworking creators. I know they want to control their brand and everything else, but they're letting the videos stay up. So if these things are not helping their brand, they're certainly not taking them down, yet they're taking all the revenue away from folks. So make a mention to that, because I think it's really hurting YouTubers, especially those who want to create content around Nintendo. Ken, who was on the live stream with me, does a lot of Nintendo Wii U Let's Play videos, and he's doing them really out of the kindness of his heart because Nintendo takes all his revenue away every time he tries to monetize it. So not cool, Nintendo. Let's get with the program and support independent content, please. Thank you very much. A viewer wrote in, a little viewer mail segment now. Ben M has a little guide for getting Windows installed on a Chromebox, and he doesn't actually have one of these to use, but he's tried it on a few other devices and says it should work, but try it at your own risk. So go to Lon.TV/Chromebox Windows, and that will get you all the instructions you need to get that going. And speaking of Chromeboxes, one of the best things I saw out of Google I/O this week was that Android apps are now going to run on Chrome OS devices, which is a huge thing, and I think is going to really open up that platform. We did get the Samsung review up last week of the Samsung Chromebook 2. The Asus is on its way. It hasn't arrived yet, but we will be reviewing the Asus C200, which is a Celeron-based machine. So we'll see how that compares to the Samsung, which is running on an ARM processor. Also this week, we're going to have 2 office scanners. I know office scanner is kind of boring, but these are those high-speed scanners, kind of like the Scan Snaps. And those have been actually very popular videos on my channel because people are often searching for these products. So I got one from HP and one from Epson. We're going to check those 2 out. We're also going to get a Brino security camera. So we had that really cool time-lapse camera last week. So this week they're sending me a security camera to borrow for a couple of days to check out. So we'll see how that goes. And again, we'll have that Asus Chromebook also. And I think I've got a couple of little things for the Lightning reviews, which I just started doing. Because I always get these little things that, they do really well on search results when people are searching for like iPhone cases and stuff. So I didn't want to stop doing those, but I definitely didn't want to take a lot of time doing it. So these little Lightning reviews are going to be like a minute and 20 seconds or less. So basically the review content will generally be under a minute. and I think that's really appropriate. And I've got 2 or 3 items coming up this week that will really work well for that. So that is weekly wrap-up number 2. Thank you all for everything you're doing. Please continue to give me feedback, especially on that live stream. I definitely want to know if that's something you want to see more of. They don't take all that much time to prepare, but they take a lot of time to actually do. So for example, I can probably bang out like 2 or 3 product reviews in the span that it takes to do one live stream. But if it's something that you're really finding fun and interesting, then let me know. And also let me know the kinds of things that you think might be valuable as live streams as well, because maybe it's not just gaming. Maybe we should do some other things as well. So that will do it for this week. This is Lon Seidman, and thank you as always for watching. And we're going to keep cranking out video as fast as I can. Thanks again.